Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and for today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to connect your OBS Studios directly to your YouTube channel. Just note for the records, OBS Studios I do believe is for PC only, so if you guys do have a computer of your own and you'd like to know exactly how to do that, today you're in luck, because I'm going to finish the last, excuse me guys. Ooh, sorry about that. I'm going to finish up the last bit of what I did on the last stream. So this is going to be like a part 2 to the first video from this past Saturday. Due to technical difficulties that I've been experiencing, I'm going to try to do this, and hopefully today my live stream will stay up until the end. So if you guys are new to the channel, haven't yet got a chance to get subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed for more content. Be sure to turn on all your bell notifications, so therefore you won't miss any news here on the channel. And plus, you'll also be notified each and every single time I live stream. I do live stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I do upload videos 3 times a week on those said days. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into it. So the first thing that you're definitely going to want to do if you have a computer and you're not exactly sure how to get OBS Studios downloaded, it is very simple. And I have made prior videos to this. So if you guys are having a hard time finding my previous videos on that version there, feel free to let me know in the comments, or feel free to let me know in the chats. Chats are open for anybody who would like to jump in. So just future reference, if you guys do jump in the chats, let's keep everything professional. Let's keep everything respectful, because any type of negativity on this channel will not be tolerated. So I definitely do want to thank you guys for your understanding on this behalf. And I'm clicking on the wrong app. So first of all, if you don't have OBS Studios downloaded, you guys can go up here to your Microsoft. Hang on a second. You guys can go up here to your Microsoft Edge. Double click on that, and Microsoft Edge will open up. At the very top, you will see the URL page. And for those of you who don't know what a URL is, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. So let's see if this computer will actually get it up and going. So, okay, this right here at the very top, this big long, what looks like a big long search bar right here, that is your URL page. https dot blah 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 blah. I no longer attend that school. So this is right here where I'm moving this arrow around. Search the web. This is where you want to type in OBS or OBS download for PC, and that should pop right on up. OBS Studios download for Windows 11, or if you actually have it for Windows 10, same thing still applies. Just be sure to put Windows 10 or Windows 11 at the end of it. And if you go back and check out my other video, you'll actually get a chance to see that, because I did in fact download that on my last live stream. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into setting up OBS Studios. Okay, so now if you get this type of message right here, just go over here to where it says launch anyway. Click on here and check this out, guys. OBS Studios will in fact open up, but depending on the type of computer that you have, if your computer is actually running really fast, or if you have a fast internet connection, you should have no problems connecting directly to OBS Studios. So I don't know what is going on here. Opt out of this right quick, guys, because I think this is kind of having a little bit of technical issues. For some odd reason, if I'm not able to get this up and going today, guys, I will definitely put this off for another day. Um, like I said, I've been kind of experiencing a little technical difficulties between here and there, so please do bear with me. So if I do get cut off, this video will be deleted. Oops. And I will basically refresh the whole entire live stream. But before I delete it, I am going to try to refresh the page and see if that actually gets my channel to go through, because last time when I was facing a issue with my computer, my live stream completely froze up. I could not move anything on my screen at all. I couldn't even get my cursor from my mouse to rotate. So let me try to restart my PC, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera back over this way so you guys can actually be able to see exactly what I'm trying to tell you. So if by chance you do happen to download OBS Studios, it is for PC and Mac. So just kind of keep that in mind. I don't know if it's cross-platform. If it is, and if you guys happen to find out that it is for cross-platform, let me know in the chats, or feel free to let me know in the comments. And if there's something that I may be wrong about, I will definitely step forward and say, hey, mistakes were made. I just received this knowledge here today. So misguiding information and stuff like that, I do not try to misguide anybody in any way, shape, or form. But sometimes that could be a likely possibility, but it's not intentional, guys. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. Because there are certain topics that I might slightly that may possibly be slightly misspoken, but I will try to go back and rectify that situation. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop please feel free to drop your messages over here in the chats. And again, like I said, my live chats are open for anybody who would like to jump in at this given time. And occasionally I will also jump in the chats and I will post some comment. I will basically comment in the chats as well. So if you guys do have questions, please feel free to ask my moderators, or if they don't know the answer to your question, feel free to ask me and I'll try to help you guys to the best I can. So hopefully that does satisfy the question itself, and hopefully everybody is content with that. Here we go. All right. All right, now that we're back on the home page, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up. I definitely do want to thank you guys for all the love and support that you've shown. Thank you for all the hearts. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's dive on into it, guys. Windows security, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that. So who do we have in the chats today, guys? So again, if you happen to see where it says launch anyway, usually most vast majority of the time, I don't even pay attention to this. But if you see where it says launch anyway, just go ahead and launch it. And it should just go ahead and launch the app. Sometimes it may take a little bit. It may take a couple times of doing that. But other than that, it's not really all that bad. So you're going to definitely need your mobile device for this. You're definitely going to need to log into your YouTube account when setting something like this up, because you're going to be going back and forth from your OBS Studios directly into your YouTube channel. And you're basically trying to get everything connected to where it runs concurrent with the separate app itself. You don't have to worry about stabilization, guys, because the app itself is in fact stable and it's compatible for YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. I got my camera turned right now because it's probably going to ask me. It's going to ask me for my password. I do not put my passwords or anything on camera, so that's just the way it is. So when you do enter your password, if you're on PC, or not your password, but if you as soon as you type in your email address, always always click enter. Go ahead and press that, and it will basically take you over to your password assignment. I'm going to try to brighten my screen up so I can actually see this better, guys. Oh, excuse me. Not bad manners to stand with coffee. I just got done drinking my coffee shortly before the stream, guys. So if I do happen to pick up a slightly belch, it's not because I'm trying to be rude. It's just something that happens every time I drink coffee. So to continue YouTube. There we go. All right. Ah, I see. So if it does ask you to verify, if it's basically Google is going to ask you if it's you and if that is your YouTube channel. Just just press the button where it says yes, it's me. Go ahead and click on that, and that should get you set up and get you signed into your Google account. So therefore, your OBS Studios can actually come together with YouTube, and they'll both be functioning together as one. So you're basically merging both of those apps together. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here to settings, guys. I'm going to come down here to settings. I'm going to wait for this to click over. Once this clicks over, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but yes. Okay. You're going to come up here to stream, service, YouTube, RTMPS. That's what you want to go with that as. Primary YouTube, excuse me. This is basically where you want to go with this. Connect account recommended. So you definitely want to connect your account to that. So this is always something. It's basically going to take you right here to your OBS Studio sign in. And you're basically going to enter your same email address also associated with your password. All right. Oh, crap. I think I just kind of screwed something up here. Let me refresh this page, guys. So if you do make a mistake on your Google account, don't worry about it, because this up here, right where my cursor is, click on that, and what that'll do is that will refresh the page. Just like so. Look at this. I'm going to get out of my YouTube for a minute. It is a two-step verification, because what the verification signifies is they just want to make sure that this is not a like some bot trying to sign into that account, or a hacker, or whatever the case may be. So you definitely do want to do that. You definitely do want to connect that to your YouTube channel. So obviously I'm going to opt out of that for a minute. And I'm going to bring this. See if I can relocate that. Evidently it's not going to let me do it. So should be another way I can do this. Okay. So 2,500 kilobytes per second. Audio 48 hertz, video. Okay, so now if you're basically wanting to do your video FPS, you can do 30, but if your computer is strong enough to where it can do 60, I would not exceed 60 frames per second. That's FPS, frames per second. So I would probably just go ahead and leave that set directly at 30. Click OK. But again, you're going to come down. So if by chance you happen to, so if you make a mistake on that, you can always go back and correct the mistake that you actually made. So it's basically going to go right back to the old drawing board. Enter your email, press enter, and it will take you directly over to where it says that you got to enter your password. Once you enter your password, always keep this in mind. The first letter, you definitely want to uppercase it. So you want to have a capitalized letter at the very beginning. Type in the rest of it, lowercase, and then add a number or two. Okay, so let's see what this does here. All right, so now this is the two-step verification. As you see right there, guys, this goes directly to your cell phone. Yes, my screen is correct. You want to verify that that's you, and this will confirm it. Choose account, and you'll come over here, click on that. Okay, continue. Authorization completed successfully. You can now close this page. So anytime you see this, your account has been verified. And now you see where it says, now you see where my name is, and it says disconnect account. So this is already connected. Okay. So just go ahead and press apply. And there you go. So here's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to close that page out. Move this over because you definitely want to keep this over on that side of your screen. To continue to YouTube, email. It's going to ask you for an email. So you're probably going to have to repeat the steps a couple times. So again, always enter your email address and press enter, then enter your password. All right. So after you enter your password, guys, always, if you're on PC, press enter. And again, it's going to ask you for a second verification. Yes, it's me. Sign in faster. Okay, I do believe that already went through. So I'm going to go ahead and close that page out. You just closed top of the window. Okay, so I'm going to ask my computer not to show me that again. So now I'm going to go up here to Docs, come down to Chats, click on here, and my chat should pop up right over here, or at least I would think it would. Okay, manage broadcast. So I'm going to click there, my broadcast. Remember these settings. So now if you go into your OBS Studios, you can actually type in everything in the title, description, everything that's associated with your OBS Studios. So therefore, you can actually broadcast on your YouTube channel. Okay, so now that I got my stream set, okay, now that, all right, down here at the bottom, you do not want to click that box right there, because if you click that box, nobody's going to be able to see your videos. So always leave that box down there at the bottom open. You don't want to select anything inside of that box. I'm doing fine, Chris. How are you? So again, go into your settings. All right. And remember, when you're streaming and you want to connect that directly to your YouTube account service, let me show you the options that it will give you if you're trying to connect that to your Twitch account, your WH, to your WHIP account, or show all, Facebook Live, custom. Since I'm already on YouTube, that's what I want to click that on, is YouTube RTMPS. So now I'm actually connected to YouTube's in-guest server. So this down here, just leave it, you don't want to mess with any of this down here, guys. So after you do that, then you come down to output, check everything down here to make sure everything is copacetic. Press OK. But you definitely do want to go to your stream. You definitely do want to go to your streams, go to your audio, go to your video. Everything is automatically set by default. Microphone auxiliary disabled. Microphone audio 3. Mic auxiliary audio 3. Mic auxiliary audio 4. So you could probably have up to like 4 different microphones connected, because I do believe that you can actually get more than just 2 people on your OBS Studios if you're going through YouTube, but you actually have to set that up directly through your OBS Studios. All right, now, again, you definitely do want to go down here to your settings at the beginning, check everything, make sure everything, like I said, is very copacetic. Okay, that's good. All this here, this is good. Audio, that's decent. Video. So if you got 1366 by 768, you can basically up that. So that will actually enhance the video quality. So now you can go 1920 by 1080p. So you can actually, so when you're filming on your end and recording, this is basically what your broadcast resolution is. Base canvas resolution. So you definitely want to go 1080p if your computer is actually equipped for that. And you definitely want to get that to the highest resolution as possible. This stuff right here, I wouldn't really mess with this too much, guys. It's between stream, output, audio, video. These are the only four that you really want to mess with. Anything outside of that, you may not get the best reception. You may not get the best quality. Have you unsaved? No. You have unsaved changes? No. Okay. So now if I really wanted to, now I would just come over here, click on this, go into my YouTube account. So I can just go here, go into my history. As soon as this pops up, here we go, guys. I don't know if this is going to be the exact live stream footage, but right now it is down. Right now it's loading YouTube live chat. So everything is all connected. So I don't have anything to worry about here. So everything that you see on this computer, on this PC, I can actually watch my chats on this computer as well. So basically I have, both of these are the exact same. This one and this chat up here. Those are both identical. So I can watch my chats from either or computer. So if I have those chats closed on my main computer, I can still watch my chats over here on this one, even if I have those ones over here shut off. But now if I want to go into my live stream, I'll go down here to my history. Actually, I don't even need to do all that. All I have to do is go down here, click onto my YouTube Studios, and what I can do is, since I'm streaming on this computer, I can pull up my live stream right here on this computer as well. This was Tuesdays. No, this is today's, guys. So now I can actually watch and see how many people join in on my live stream. And as you can see right there, it says live. And this is basically military time here, in case you guys don't know. And that's basically what they put that in, is military time. So if I wanted to come over here, click on that, go to my channel. I can opt out of that, go to my channel as well. I can even go click back on here, go into my YouTube Studios. Now, if I want to connect this directly to my other computer, you guys might hear some echoing in the background. That's because it's picking up off this computer here as well as during the time of my live stream. Okay. Because this was my last video that I made. So It's not going to let me go into my... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All I got to do is come over here to my analytics. Go up here to content. That's probably going to switch my page. Maybe. No. Content. There we go. So now I can just come up here to my live stream. And as I'm live, all I have to do is click on this. And switch back over to my OBS Studios. It should pop up in here. So my chats should pop up at any moment. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong here, but for some odd reason, it's not letting me do this. Let me try to slide this over a little bit more to the right, guys. There. Broadcasts are not supported. Okay, so now what I definitely do want to do is go back into my settings. See if I could try to get this pop back up. Or no. Go here. Stream output. There's something on here to where I can actually go make this public on here. I just got to figure out where to go to make this happen. Accessibility, no. Advanced. But I'll figure this stuff out sooner or later, guys. Once I do that, I'll be able to stream on my OBS Studios. But if I stream it, it'll probably be on this computer here, on my laptop. So if there's something that you see that I may be doing wrong, just let me know in the chats, guys. And we'll try to get everything squared away. Audio, video. Okay. So I want to go up here to stream. Primary YouTube server. Go up here to general. And this pretty much gives you a whole entire gist of what to expect and how to do things. So I can basically go switch this over and make this all open to the public. So let's try to manage the broadcast again. And right now, my videos are not meant for children. So this is how I will be able to monetize my content. All I got to do is upload a thumbnail here. and select existing broadcast. So if something were to happen and my computer was to crash, all I'd have to do is pick this up right here and just go through all the steps and be able to pick up right where I left off. So right now it's on this one here. So I'll click this one and I'll have to connect that to my YouTube channel. So with that being said, OBS Studios is connecting OBS Studios to your YouTube channel. Look at this. See that? And that's all I would actually have to do. Dismiss that. So I can watch my chats from either computer, guys, because it's all connected to the same email account. As long as you have an email account, you have two computers, you can merge both of those together at the same time. It's very simple. Oh, nothing's wrong. So do you guys actually see what I'm saying here? Fantastic. I definitely do appreciate all the hearts, all the love and support. As a matter of fact, I can move my camera over here. As you're picking that up on your end, I'm actually picking that up on both of my ends. So I can actually jump into my live stream here. So all I'd have to do is click on here. Well, actually, I just pause that. And look at this, guys. There might be a little bit of a time delay involved with that. So just to kind of give you guys heads up on something. Now you can always go down here, go to your quality, go to 1080p high definition on your laptop or desktop, whichever type of computer you may have. But since I'm actually showing you this right here on the computer, guys, this is how everything is going to turn out. So now if I want to go back, so if I want to switch back, I can either reduce my resolution to 720, 480, or 240. 240, that's low quality. 144, that's the lowest quality there, but 1080p high definition. I don't know if you can actually see this really clear or not, but if you can always go into your settings and try to get that squared away as quickly as about as best as possible. Now this is what it looks like in 240. Everything is kind of blurry, right? So now if I were to go here, click on that, go back up to 1080p, and hit play. Everything turns out to be a little bit more crisp. So I do have my microphone on this computer disabled during the time of the live stream because I don't need any cross interference with frequency. So that's why I have my volume or my speakers disabled. I mean, I can re-enable them. That's not a problem. So now if I wanted to just go ahead and opt out of both of those, I can just click there and click here and opt out completely. Just go right back to my home page, and my live stream on the other PC is still active. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything that you'd like to ask specifically about OBS Studios, feel free to post your comment over here in the chats. Keep everything professional because negativity will not be tolerated here on the channel at any said given time. But again, I definitely do want to thank you guys for your understanding. I just kind of wish that I had kind of had everything a little bit more detailed for you guys. I know some of this might not make sense to you guys at first, but once you get to playing around with your OBS Studios and you get your settings just the way that you want them, just ask everybody in the chats if they could see you clearly, or you got something that's like you got something typed out in the chats. Ask them if they can see that perfectly clear. And if it's not clear enough, then you might have to go back into your settings and have your chats keep you updated on that, so good communication back and forth will actually help you also improve your channel. Guys, I've been doing this for quite a while, so this is not exactly my first song and dance. So, and basically how I learned, YouTube. YouTube is always your best. YouTube could be your best friend, but sometimes you don't always want to pay attention to everybody that's basically trying to tell you certain things on there, because there's a lot of clickbait information that's out and about on social media. So that's definitely something that you would want to try to avoid at all cost, is getting bad information from one person. But if somebody's been doing this for quite some time, follow their simple steps, just kind of like how I'm giving you simple steps as well. But if this is your first time, of course, everything may seem to be a little difficult. You can always play back the video or play back this live stream as many times as you want. And hopefully this does resolve the issues or satisfies any type of questions that you may possibly have in pertaining to YouTube or OBS Studios. But you got to kind of bounce back and forth between both to get everything completely active, just kind of like how I did. So you definitely want to try to get everything up and running, and you definitely want to have your audience keep in touch with you and let you know, hey, I can't see this too well. Um, I got this on maximum settings and it's still kind of coming up blurry, or your audio is still kind of cutting out. You know, it's always best to let the the content creator know exactly what issues they're experiencing. But the vast majority of this is it's not usually the content creator's fault. Usually that's on YouTube's end. And YouTube is actually owned by Google, by the way. So for those of you who don't know, now you do. So you might you might come into you might come into a little bit of a hiccup here and there, or a little bump in the stream, but it's I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be honest with you, because when you're online and you're doing certain things, this is basically what most of this would be in. I don't know how to describe this, but I'm basically gonna try to give you the best thing that I see possible. Is always make adjustments to it. Then when somebody in the chat says, "Hey, look, I can see this perfectly clear," I don't know what you did, but man, you did a really good job at this. You know, it's always it's how you interact with your chats, guys. So if you do have a YouTube channel and you're trying to upload your OBS Studios to your YouTube account, I just pretty much showed you guys the simple way to do that. You just enter your email when it comes up as Google, because that's the first thing it's going to pop up as. Enter your email address and then press enter. Then you're going to type in your password. Always remember, try to remember your password, because if you forget your password, that's going to create problems in the future. And problems like that, it's going to be chaotic to get all that reset. But there's an option down there at the bottom. I forgot my password. Click on that right there. And that, what they'll do is they'll send you a code. Whatever you do not want to share that code with anyone else. Because what that does is that code, once it's been verified, it automatically resets your password to a random password. But you don't actually have to use the random password to switch your password over to something completely different. And I've made a video on this prior to that as well. So what you'll do is you'll basically go in and you'll basically create your own password. It'll allow you the option to create your own password. But once you enter your old password, you'll enter your new password. You'll confirm it by entering the new password in the second time. So the computer will actually confirm the new password and overwrite the old password. But always remember to write down your password and try not to share that with anyone else. And try to. Oh, okay. So, anyway, as I was saying, always make sure that you have your new password on hand before you enter it. And make sure that the password matches everything there. Like the first letter would be an uppercase, all the rest of it would be lowercase, all the way to the very end, but always put a number or symbols that you recognize, that you'll remember. Make it something simple. You don't want to put something in and be like, "Oh shit, I forgot my password." And then you basically go all the way through that computer debacle thing again, you know what I mean? So you basically so you definitely do want to go back and you want to so you basically want to get it right the first time, so you don't have to go back and do it again a second time. Um, I'll call you at the end of the stream, and you can share that with me there. Because the way I see it, some news is Some news is a little bit more personal than others, but yeah, not in the stream. Oh, my laptop just crashed, guys. So it basically had to restart. So, like I said, always make sure that you have your password on hand and try not to share that and don't share that information with anyone else. Just keep that to yourself. And therefore other people won't be able to access your account, add stuff to your account that you didn't authorize because a lot of that can actually get you in trouble. Just always make sure to save your time, save yourself the time and headaches and stuff like that when you go to put in your new password. Because what you'll do, most of the time it probably won't even ask you for your old password. You just create your new password and confirm it, then hit enter, bam. Once it's, but it's case letter sensitive, by the way. Some of those passwords may be case letter sensitive. So always remember to make sure that you memorize your password before you put your password into your computer. And keep that on you at all times. And if you don't have a way to laminate your said password, make sure that you have a piece of paper about like this, about an inch. Use this type of tape here, clear tape. It's actually packing tape, but put your password on one side and then overlap it and then clip off the excess. So therefore, when you stick that in your wallet, it won't get all folded up and soiled and you won't be able to read your password. And by the time you go back in to re-enter your new password and you look at that after it's been laminated, that's going to save you guys a lot of trouble in the long run. So I do highly recommend using box tape, which I just showed you not too long ago. But lay one side, the sticky side up, put your password right there, and just flatten it out with your fingers. Make sure that there's no creases or anything like that to where it's going to be hard to read. Make sure that it's laying flat on that tape. And then just sandwich another layer of tape over the top of it, sticky side down. And just grab you like a jar or something and just kind of rub over the top of it. So therefore you can actually get the adhesives on both sides of the tape to bond and then just cut off all the excess. So if this video does help you guys out, be sure to hit that thumbs up, smash that heart button. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and get subscribed for more content. Be sure to turn on your bell notifications. And as a bonus, you guys will be notified each and every single time I live stream. Like I said, I do upload videos 3 times a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Sometimes I'll stay on until 10, just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Other days I'll be on a little bit later than my usual set time. But other times I may cut my videos a little shorter than usual. So my time frame does vary. So there you go, guys. So hopefully the information that I provided to you was very helpful. And if this does help you out quite a bit, let's get a hashtag in the comments, helpful. And I will definitely be keeping tabs on all the top chats, guys. So I'm definitely going to be keeping every time I live stream, I am watching the chats, even though sometimes it may not look like I am, but I am watching them very closely. Fantastic. So just little simple tips and tricks and stuff. So if you have to change your password, keep in mind what I'm basically informing you guys of, and therefore you guys won't have to go through all the headaches and so forth. Because trust me, I know how that can be. There's been times that I've typed in my password and got locked out of my system, and I had basically had to go back, reformat the whole system, and enter a pin, enter a password. So yeah, that's it can be a headache from time to time, guys. So always make sure that you know your password before you put it in to your computer or any type of device that you're using. And if you do have a computer and you're not sure exactly how to change your password due to the fact now that I have Windows 11 on this PC, guys, I'm going to show you the simple steps of how to change your password. So, again, bring your cursor down here to your Windows icon on your screen. Click. Actually, double left click. Oh, I don't want to sign out. Absolutely not. So what you're definitely going to want to do is go down to your, nope, that's lock screen. um, Go into your settings. And you can do it that way. You can come up here to your profile, click on that. Accounts, that's where it's going to take you to. I'm going to move my okay, so now you'll definitely want to come down here to where it says sign in options. You'll see this little key here. Go to your sign in options, click on that. Okay, and now you definitely want to come down to, let's see, you got dynamic lock. So it should say password, guys. So you definitely want to look for where it says password. Show account details such as my email, sign in, screen, okay. Lock screen personalization, you don't want to go there. You want to come down to where it says passwords. So if your computer is actually equipped for fingerprint recognition, you definitely want to use your fingerprint for that. Or just go into pin Pin Windows, hello, you can go there, or if your computer is also equipped for facial recognition, you can also use that as well, but I don't recommend that because of privacy issues. Because a lot of these corporations, what they'll do is they'll tell you, they give you the features or the featured options. Okay, well, yeah, I could do this, I could do that. But a lot of these corporations are actually using your facial recognition and recording your voice at the same time so they can actually incorporate that with their artificial intelligence known as AI. So I went directly back to my home screen. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this again, step by step. You're going to want to come down here to your Windows icon, click on that, go up here to your settings, menu. And then you're going to come up here to your profile picture, which would be at the top left-hand side of your screen if you're running Windows 11. You're going to click on your profile. Sometimes it may take a minute or two for that to pop up. I'm going to turn my camera for a second, guys, because I got personal information on here. I don't want nobody seeing that. Okay, so again, you're going to basically come down, scroll down to, oh, okay, here, right here. Nope, that's rewards. I'm sorry. You're going to want to look for where it says passwords. So again, you're going to come down here to sign in options. Click here. If you're running Windows 11, try your PIN. Okay, so so it says change your PIN. When you click on this little clip right here, you're going to come down and say, I forgot my PIN. Or no. I'm sorry. You come over here to the right side of your screen. It says change PIN. Then you just click on that. And this is what'll pop up. You'll enter in your PIN number. That's your, well, this would be your old one. It could be like 4 numbers. Then you type in your new password here, and then you'll come down here to confirm. You'll type in the same password, include letters and symbols, because a lot of this could be case sensitive. You click on that, and then you come down here, then you click on OK after you get your passwords and stuff set in. Then you'll click on that. But since I already have my password where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that and back out of that, guys. So that's definitely something you always want to make sure that you do. Is you forget your password. Now you guys know how to do that. And that's half the trouble right there. Okay. Now, if you're running, if you got a good firewall on your computer, you can either use Norton's or you can use McAfee. Now, myself, I prefer McAfee. I used to run Norton's until I had a lot of other issues with my computer. And I noticed myself sending my computer off quite a bit. So I finally ditched Norton's, and I finally switched over to McAfee. And ever since I've been with McAfee, I really haven't been having those type of issues anymore. So always be careful of what you put into your computer, because a lot of that information can pertain spyware, malware, and even Trojan horses, guys. Those are the three things that you do not want in your computer. And anytime you go to buy a brand new computer, it's going to have malware in it. It's going to have spyware in it. So get rid of all your spyware and get rid of all your temporary files, all your junk files, cookies, and all that other garbage that's associated with it. Then after you do all that, I'm going to show you guys how to do that too. So what you're going to want to do, again, you're going to come down here to this little window icon, left click. You're going to come up here to your settings. If you're running Windows 11, click your settings. All right. Now pay attention, guys. This is kind of where it may get a little tricky. So now you want to come up here to System. Click on that, and then you want to scroll down to your storage. Storage space, drives configuration rules. You want to come down here to your storage. And now look at this. Now you definitely want to come down to, you want to let this complete its course first. And then come down to let this finish loading first, guys. Cleanup recommendations, you always definitely want to do that first. Let that load complete. Or you can just click on here. Storage used on other drives. Storage spaces, disk volumes, backup options, drive optimizations. It's pretty much what I've showed you before on other different areas. So once all this completes, guys, this will basically give you an idea. So you can either come up here to storage. Storage sends automatically free up space and delete temporary files, and manage locally available cloud content. So this is what you're going to want, guys. I think it's this. No. Storage sense. My bad. Temporary files. Okay. You definitely want to get rid of all your temporary files. Keep your downloads. Temporary files. Hold. Feel free to read. The temporary files. The temporary internet files folder. Yeah. This is all the garbage. Everything down here, what you see below downloads, that's what you want to get rid of. DirectX shader cache, get rid of that. Your temporary internet files, get rid of that. Delivery optimization files, you don't necessarily have to get rid of those, but it's always best to get rid of those type of files, guys. And then down below, you'll see where it says updates. View update settings, 197 megabytes. So you definitely want to get rid of most of those files. But truthfully, like I said, I do recommend getting rid of these three down here if you actually have this exact setup on your Windows 11. Downloads, okay, warning, these files in your personal downloads folders, select this if you'd like to delete everything, does not respect, okay, that will not respect your downloads. So everything that you download will be deleted. You'd like to delete everything. This does not respect your storage sense configuration. All right. So previous Windows installations, get rid of that. Downloads, I'm going to keep those. And up here, remove those files. Notice my downloads have been left untouched. So now, once you do that, you can still cancel that at any time. You don't it's purging previous Windows. Okay, so what this is doing is this is purging all the previous files from Windows 10. So I'm going to slide this up a little. I'm slide that down a little bit. Up to 787 kilobytes may not be reclaimable. Windows reserve some storage to ensure proper performance and successful updates of your device. Learn more about storage reverse works or reserved works. I'm sorry. I said reversed. I meant to say reserved. So this is kind of like basically getting rid of all your temporary files because it's going through your system storage and removing all temporary files. Your downloads, you don't want to get rid of those. And so what this is doing is this is actually getting rid of all of the previous versions of Windows. So then therefore that will not only free up space, but that will also make your downloads a lot smoother as they're running. And that can also optimize the performance of your PC as well and make it run better than what it used to run. Fantastic. So like I said, anytime that so if you pick files, so if you accidentally hit that, if you press the button to remove files, you can cancel that. And what that's going to do, that's going to restore all those files back into your computer. But you're also facing an issue with that as well, because that can escalate to a further issue that can also bog down the performance of your computer and cause your computer to possibly crash. I'm not saying that that will happen. It's a likely possibility that it could happen. So that's what I'm saying. You definitely want to get rid of all your temporary files, stuff like that, because a lot of those actually do pertain malware, spyware, possibly even a Trojan horse, which would basically open up and leak all tabs, which would basically leak your data onto the deep web. So to avoid that, you definitely want to get rid of all your temporary files. And sometimes it would even help to restart your computer shortly afterwards. Sometimes your computer may say that it needs to restart. Just go ahead and restart your computer. So therefore, that alleviates any type of issues or any type of minor discrepancies that can convert over to something possibly even more serious down the road. So just saying, guys, I've went to school for computers. That was one of my majors. That was my major in college. And yes, I do have proof to back that up. And if you guys want to see proof of that, there you go. That's me. I know you guys are probably wondering, damn, what the hell happened to this guy? I didn't get these gray hairs just for nothing. These gray hairs are hairs of wisdom. So I'm not saying that I'm the smartest guy in the world. No, that's not. I'm not insinuating that by any means. But I'm very intelligent when it comes to computers. I can check software, hardware. I could check it all. I could run diagnostics on it. I could run A/B testing on it. I can even go back to factory resetting or even going back to a previous version of Windows. And if you go back and you watch one of my latest videos of doing a factory reset or remote, not factory reset, I'm sorry, uninstalling updates to install Windows 11, I made that video right there, but that took me on this computer alone 6 hours to do. I started like at 8 o'clock in the evening, and that didn't get done until almost 2 o'clock in the morning that same night, all the way till 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. So, if you guys want to know exactly what version of Windows I'm running, I'll show you. So, I will go back to system. Let me back this up a couple pages, guys. Go to system, come down here, all the way to the very bottom. Same thing with Windows 10. That's what I'm running right now, right here. You want to look for where it says Edition, Windows 11 Pro. And yes, guys, this is my laptop. Now, if you go online and try to get Windows 11, they're probably going to charge you at least. It's going to be very expensive to get that online. It's almost like 100. I'm almost wanting to say almost $150 or $138. I didn't pay anything for mine. You just got to know where to look. And as a matter of fact, I do have an option to where I can actually become a beta tester and test all the latest updates before it's even released to the general public. So yes, as you guys saw my credentials about going to school for computers, that was my major. But they put me in the wrong class. I wanted to learn how to basically take apart a computer and rebuild it. Doing computer rebuilds, but they ended up putting me in IT. But the school that I was going to, the reason why I did not complete my whole entire semester is because I caught on to what that school was doing. A lot of other people has a lot of other people. I've seen people come and go from the school that I went to. And after I seen that, I've heard what other people were actually going through, and I've had a few conversations with them myself, and that didn't go too well with me. So that school there is basically running a scam. So be careful of some of the classes, be careful of some of the courses that you guys take. Observe other students. Watch as they come in and watch as they go out. That will tell you quite a bit. So if you see people coming and going, you might have picked the wrong school. So what you can do is you can basically request your transcripts and basically make the request to be transferred to a different school. That's what I was in the midst of doing, was transferring. But instead, they marked me down as a dropout. I didn't actually drop out of the class or drop out of the school. I basically told them that I wanted to transfer. And another thing too, guys, if the school tells you that you got to have a that you got to go take out a student loan, don't do it. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because what they're wanting you to do is they're wanting you to take out a student loan. So then therefore that keeps you in debt for a very long time. You're not the debtor, you're the debtee. So if they try to say, well, we'll just pass this over to collections, collections can only hold that up to 180 days. That's 6 months. After that 6 months is up, you no longer owe that debt. And it's illegal for any collections agencies to sell your information to another debt collection agency. It is 100% illegal. But a lot of schools will actually do that. They'll pass that information over to collections. Then once collections gets a hold of that, they'll try to swipe that. They'll try to sell that debt off to another agency. One problem: if they turn it over to a collections agency, you're not under any type of obligation. You're not under any type of contract, under any written contract correction. So you're not obligated to pay that collections agency off. If they try to say, well, we can settle your debt for $300 and some odd dollars, you did not contract with them. You did not buy anything from them. So legally, you don't owe them anything. They can only hold that debt up to 180 days. That's 6 months. After that, your debt gone, because that once it hits that statute of limitation, you're not obligated to pay them, because you're not contracted with that collections bureau. So again, guys, the more you know, the more you grow. So if anything goes to collections, you did not sign the contract with them. You signed the contract with the company that passed, or the corporation that passed that on to the collections agency, because their job is, when they collect a debt from you, they're getting commissions for that. So anytime that you pay that debt to a collections agency, you're practically paying their commissions. And which is basically extortion. I bet a lot of you guys probably didn't know that, did you? That's called extortion, because it states in the United States Constitution, it specifically, clearly states all debts must be paid in either gold or silver. It has to be asset backed. Those are facts. Because a lot of your schools don't basically contract on the terms that you're to pay them back. You don't owe nothing, because once you get that Pell Grant, that's paid back. That's paid by the government. And if that person drops out and does not complete that semester, that school actually has to pay all that money back to the government. And that school gets no part of it. They have to pay that back. That's not by state law, guys. This is under federal law. So if they say, okay, well, we're going to give you a Cyphers, we're going to put this in your Cyphers account, they cannot legally touch that. Because if they do, they just committed a federal offense that can land them in prison up to 6 to 30 years at 85%, and they would be fined up to $250,000 per student. Somebody from customer service from the school that I went to tried to pull that little tactic. I told him, I says, by law, you guys cannot legally touch the Cypress account because, for one, that's protected under federal law. And if you guys try to pull money out of that Cypress account, you could be facing up to 6 to 30 years at 85% and paying a fine up to $250,000. I says, now, the question I have for you guys is, do you people find that worth it? Is it worth somebody going to prison for a very long time and paying $250,000 in fines, court cost restitution, and federal legal fees? You know what they said? Wow. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no. So I got all that money back from that Cypress account. They didn't touch it. So anytime the government pays a Pell Grant, that actually, most of that goes into a Cypress account, which basically goes back to the student that's attending that school. Because that money, they cannot legally touch it because that's your money. And before you sign anything on a dotted line, always read always read something first before you sign it. So then therefore they have no leverage over you, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to swindle you into this, they're trying to swindle you into that. That's fraud on a federal level, guys. That is federal fraud. And some schools that actually do that have a very hard time getting the accreditations that they need to come out ahead. And if some schools are not getting the accreditations but are portraying themselves to have the accreditations, they can't touch any of it. Because at the end of the day, not at the end of the school day, hypothetically, at the end of the day, they know it and you know it. But they're trying to trick you into giving them more money. So therefore, that lines their pockets. The more you know, the more you grow, people. So you always got to be careful with schools, private schools, public schools, stuff like that. Every document that you get, read it before you sign it. If you don't consent to it, well, if they tell you, well, we need you to sign right here, we need you to sign right there. Whoa, slow down there, Jim Shoe. Let me take a look at this piece of paper first. I'm going to read this before I sign anything. So therefore, when you tell them that, you're not authorizing consent to them to pocket this. A lot of schools, depends on what you're I'm not saying every school, but I'm saying there's a good vast majority of schools out there that will try to run a scam on you. And if you know the laws, pardon my French when I say this, guys, they're not going to fuck with you. Oh, wow. Oh my God, I didn't realize this guy knows this much about the laws. Yeah, because for one, I read the contract before I signed it. I could have just slid that right back across the table with no signature. And if I'd done that, nobody gets paid. So if by chance, and what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to talk you into coming back to completing your semester so they could try to get those commissions off of you. And then when you tell them, when you go to confront them about their fraudulent activity, all those phone calls that they try to get in touch with you, all of those will cease. They won't want nothing more to do with you. Because the fact is, you're standing your ground and you're holding them accountable for their actions. So most schools, what they'll do is they'll try to they'll try to sweeten the deal. They'll try to say, oh yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, blah 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 blah. We have this to offer, we have that to offer. Question is, okay, for example, some colleges say that they offer free tutoring. Free tutoring is not free when you're paying to go to that school. And a lot of those schools, you're paying 35, you're paying about 35, about $40,000 just for that semester. But they're getting that Pell Grants. They're getting those government grants that actually pays their commissions. But part of that, the biggest percentage of that goes into a Cypress account. But when a person gets labeled as a dropout, guess what? When they have you sign that document saying that you just dropped out of school, they don't get none of that money. That goes all back to the government because that puts a dent in their reputation. Always get to know the facts of a school before you step foot in it. Know what you're getting yourself into. You don't have to say two words. Just sit back with your back against the wall. Just watch everybody's body language. There's one time when I was at the school that I just showed you my credentials of. The head honcho of the school, the principal, I guess you could say principal or whoever, executive administrator. I walked into her office, sitting there talking to her for a moment. She was sitting there trying to say something. She was sitting there trying to come up with some BS. So right in the middle of her sentence, I turned around, I walked out, shut the door. Didn't even let her complete her sentence. Just walked right out. I told her, I says, I'd like to transfer. She kind of sat there, kind of looked at me all dumbfounded. It's like, you're wanting to transfer. Where do you want to transfer to? I says, well, I want to transfer from this school to that school. I went down there and I talked to the other head honcho at that other school. And for some odd reason, didn't work out. So I went back to the other school, the one that I just left from, and I told them I wanted all my transcripts. Didn't want half of them. I wanted all my transcripts. Certified transcripts. They handed me uncertified transcripts. That's illegal for a school to do too. Because if you tell them that you want all your certified transcripts, they have to hand those to you. They can't just leave them all uncertified and still not hand you anything. They have to hand you something. And when they don't hand those to you, then you'll know for a fact that you have actually held that school fully accountable for every single one of their actions. So anytime the school does that, yeah, they actually have to give you your transcripts. Anytime you request them, otherwise that comes back onto the school. That gives them a very bad reputation. And I had done some digging, and I pulled up a very, very, very interesting document. They were still trying to come up and tell me their customer service was still saying, "Oh yeah, our schools are yeah we're fully accredited." I says, "Really?" I says, "Then why do I have an article that says that you guys had a very hard time finding a government agency to provide accreditations to this school? Why do I have an article of that? If you'd like, send me your email. I'll send you a clip of it. I'll send a paperclip photo of that to your email." It was complete and utter silence. Not one word was said. You could hear a pin drop from over the phone, from their headsets. I said, yeah. So anytime that you guys go to any type of schools, always make sure that you know what you're signing. Always read every document before you sign anything. Because if not, and you go to sign something, you could practically be signing your life away to that school. They'll say just about anything and everything just to get that signature. So always make sure that you know what you're signing. Always be sure to read everything carefully before you put that pen on that paper. So there you have it, guys. Always cover, always make sure that you have a plan, and always make sure that you have a backup plan. So if something like that doesn't work, try to transfer out of that school and try to go to a different school. And I had found something else out too. There was one student that went to the school. I'm not going to say names. He filed a lawsuit against the school and won his civil case. That school had to pay $50,000 in punitive damages. At one point in time, I even had that article. I know you guys are probably wondering, how do you manage to get an article of somebody else suing a school? Well, it's quite simple. Once somebody files a civil claim against a school, that automatically becomes public access. Because they were actually discriminating against this other person. And when he filed his lawsuit, he actually won his case, and the school actually had to pay him $50,000 just in settlements. They were trying to settle out of court. His lawyer said, no, we're not settling nothing out of court. That student won his court case. Because anytime you go to like a private school or a public school, doesn't matter what part of educational program you're in, that is all federally funded. Pell Grants, intuition, all of that. But they're going to want you to turn around and take out a student loan. I told them no, I wasn't going to do it. So they kind of looked at me as if I was a threat to them. And they're like, well, you're going to have to. I said, no, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything I really don't want to do. And if I don't want to take out a student loan, I'm not going to get one. And sure enough, when a person stands up to the schools and speaks out, there's nothing they can do about it. Because if you take out a student loan, per se, it's going to be years and years and years of paying that debt back, plus interest. I wasn't about to take that chance, guys. So if you guys are, in fact, looking at going to different colleges, make sure that the best thing that you can do is observe. When you see people coming and going from that school, that should be your cue. Stay on point and don't let them know that you're actually observing them. Because eventually they're going to tell on themselves. And when they tell on themselves, their reputation gets a bad mark on it. So I'm going to leave you guys with that little message right there. I hope everybody has learned quite a bit from this live stream. And again, guys, it is 9:36 p.m. Oh, 9:56. Excuse me. It is 9:56 p.m. I did exceed my 9:30 limit on my live stream, so I definitely do want to thank you guys for coming to hang out. And if you guys enjoyed this live stream, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, smash that heart button. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and get subscribed for more content. Be sure to turn on your bell notifications, so therefore you won't miss out here with any news or any updates or broadcasts or anything to that sort of nature here on the channel. With that being said, I definitely do want to thank you guys again for viewing my channel as well. You guys have been phenomenal. And for those of you who had missed my live stream, I definitely do want to welcome you guys as well. So, as always, guys, stay safe, stay sharp, stay frosty, and most of all, stay vigilant. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.